Some of you know about Bill Cosby, and I was thinking about Bill Cosby's situation. And Bill Cosby, was an actor, comedian, and he appeared to have had a good life during his youth, growing up during his youth. And now I think he has retired, and he's having some problem with his eyes. He can't see as well. And now he's been accused of sexual harassment, of rape in some cases, I believe, molestation, all kind of mess. And he's having to go through this. And I'm thinking, wow, what is the lesson in this? It's such an unfortunate thing, I think, because when you retire and when you work all your life and you finally retire, you kind of want to kick back and have a good life. I believe that's what the purpose of retirement is. At this point, I cannot see myself retiring. It looked like I don't know what I would do with myself if I retired. But Bill Cosby, he went to trial, and I think they found it a hung jury or something happened. And then they took him back to trial. And yesterday, Bill Cosby was convicted on all 3 counts of sexual assault. This is from CNN. Bill Cosby was convicted on all 3 counts of sexual assault. Some witnesses were saying, me too. This is in the courthouse yesterday with Bill Cosby's trial.
We're just being told that he has been convicted on all 3 counts. So all 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault, punishable by up to 10 years in prison.
In this trial, unlike the first one, you were able to hear testimony from 5 other women, in addition to Andrea Constant, who were saying, listen, this happened to me too. Me too has been the phrase that has been used consistently about this case. It happened to them too. And in front of those jurors, they were able to actually hear the words of people who not only espoused the sentiment of Me Too, but actually could say this exact thing happened to them as well.
Accusers of Bill Cosby, those who say they are victims of Bill Cosby, they were in the courtroom and they let out audible cries at that moment. They weren't real loud, but you could hear them through this quiet courtroom that was just really paralyzed with what I think they were hearing at the time. Court personnel took them out. We hear the verdict, guilty, guilty, guilty. I think many people were shocked. At that point, Bill Cosby made no audible reaction. He was just staring at the table in front of him, head lowered a little bit. Andrea Constant, all the prosecution team, no visible response either, or audible response. It was a quiet courtroom except for those accusers, the ladies that believe that they are victims of Bill Cosby, that just couldn't contain themselves when they finally, for the first time, heard guilty in a criminal court for an entertainer, Bill Cosby, America's dad. Immediately, though, after the jury left, it was the state attorney that stood and said, Your Honor, we would like to remand the bail of Bill Cosby, revoke it and remand him into custody as soon as possible. We believe he could be a flight risk. The judge had an issue with that. He believed that the $1 million bail that currently stands is good, and until sentencing. At that point, the state attorney said, Your Honor, we believe he's a flight risk. He has a private plane. At that point, Bill Cosby stood up, looked at the state attorney and said in a loud, booming voice, he doesn't have a plane, you It was loud. It was strong. His PR representative came over to Bill Cosby to try to calm him down. And the judge was actually on the side of Bill Cosby. You give me facts that he's going to be a flight risk. I don't see it. File a motion.
Amazing. One alleged victim says, this is a victory for womanhood. Womanhood, girl power. She wants to hug juries for being on the right side of history.
Can you pinch me? I feel like I'm dreaming. I feel like my...
When you first heard that guilty verdict...
I'm trying to answer. But
I'm sorry. Close the gate.
I feel like my faith in humanity is restored. This is a victory not just for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, not just for the victim in the case, Andrea Constant, not just for the 62 of us publicly known survivors of Bill Cosby's drug-facilitated sexual crimes against women, but it's also a victory for all sexual assault survivors, female and male. It's a victory for womanhood. And I thank I thank the jury so much for positioning themselves on the right side of history. I just want to hug them. I just want to hug them.
Oh, Lord. Anyway, I guess men going to have to join that group. What's the name of that group? What? MGTOW. Is it MGTOW? MGTOW. Men gone their own way. You know what? During those days back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and maybe even 90s, young men and women were wild. They were doing kind of some of everything. And then once you get old and retire, I don't know. I have to tell you, it's a spiritual battle, folks. And be careful how you live your life. And to the young people, be careful how you live your life, especially young men. Young men, I would highly recommend that you wait until marriage before having sex, because you can see what can happen. I don't know what Bill Cosby did. I don't know if these women are right or not. I was not there, so I don't know. But, you know, there's an order to life, and you're supposed to wait. I believe when God created Adam and Eve, he married them right away so that Eve could not accuse Adam of sexual harassment. So it's best to wait. And this is not an encouragement to wait. I don't know what is. In all honesty, sex is not that important. It's really not. It's not love. It's definitely not love. So you can wait until you get married. And I'm warning these guys, because a lot of these young girls, young women, young girls, whatever you want to call them, have been brainwashed in the institutions, education institutions, about men and sex and all that stuff. It's best to wait. You won't regret it. Just FYI, Shirley is out of Virginia, and she's been waiting a while there, and I do appreciate it. Shirley from Virginia, thanks for calling. Get it off your chest.
Thank you, Jesse, for taking my call.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate your show. I was a little bit surprised to hear that you agreed with that man that was found guilty yesterday.
Bill Cosby?
Yes, Bill Cosby. Because
well, I neither agree or disagree.
Well,
I don't know what happened. I wasn't there, so I just
don't either. But I was raped when I was 12 by a white man with a knife, and I never told anybody because I thought it was my fault. And I don't think it's right that a woman charges him. Says a man does that, and he hasn't done anything. But when you have been, I think it's a right to tell. I should have told, but I did not know. I was too young.
When you say a white man, are you a black woman?
I'm white.
Oh, and you were you were 12
years.
White
country girl. But I love your show.
So, Shirley,
I'm not racist.
No, the reason I asked because you said you were raped by a white man. I thought
I was because Bill Cosby is a black man,
right.
And it seemed like to me you felt fair, and I think the 12 jurors were fair.
Yeah.
Because all these women came up, I think he must have did something wrong.
Well, definitely something happened, that's for sure. But my thing is, I don't know, so I can't really take a stand either way on it. And the primary reason I dealt with this because I want to warn men that they need to wait until they get married before having sex.
Yes.
And then,
yes, you put a ring on my finger first.
Yeah, if you like what you see, you put a ring on it.
That's it.
And then that way they won't have to worry about being accused. And even then, sometimes they still are accused, but they wouldn't have to worry about it if they don't have sex until marriage.
Yes. Oh, yes, I believe that. I was brought up like that.
Yeah.
I got married at 14, but, I was raped at 12. But my husband, when he married me, he said, Shirley, I'll never because he's the one I ever told. before I married him, and he said, I will never let anybody hurt you again.
Right
and
on.
he kept that promise until he passed.
How long were you married for before he expired?
25 years.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Well, I'm
and
sorry
I'm
that happened.
by God. Excuse me?
I'm sorry that happened to you, Shirley.
Well, I'm blessed by God and my husband. I became a nurse. I own my house. I own everything I got. I never had a credit card. I take care of myself.
That's right.
I really feel good. So I'm blessed.
So
I am, and I know I lost him, but I'm blessed.
You got married at 14. How old was he?
26.
He was 26.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Right
and we
on.
raised we had 2 children, and then his mom died, and we raised 3 of her children.
Yeah.
So I raised 5 kids.
Well, they don't make them like you anymore, Shirley. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Jesse, for taking my call and understanding what I was trying to say.
No, I
just think it's really wrong when a woman accuses a man of something that he didn't do.
Yes.
I
Absolutely.
think they should go to jail.
I agree. Absolutely.
That's all I do think. I really believe that.
Yeah. Thank you, Shirley.
All right. Thank you, Jesse.
All right. Have a good weekend.
Right, bye-bye.
Bye.
You too.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye. 888-77 Jesse.